I got new glasses finally. Oh my gosh. I plan on trying to make a video on how I improved my eyesight as I've gotten older. And yeah, so the my other glasses, oh my gosh, they were so irritating to me. Um because my eyesight had improved and it was really hard to read at a range that was normal because it was still amplified, if that makes sense. So I can read, I can see better. Um, and like I said, I'll probably go into it, try to make a video about it and explain what I did because I'm a biohacker, by the way. Even before, like, this is what the channel is originally, but right now it's kind of turned into me caregiving for my brother with biohacking tools, right? Um, so my brother, he remembers the appointment. He remembers going to the office. I took a photograph at the door, and once he got inside, though, I don't think he remembers what happened. Or maybe he does, or he doesn't want to talk about it. So that's the thing. It's like um, being, I guess, diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder means that your mental illness symptoms show up based on your emotions. So if things that are triggering the emotions kick up, then your symptoms, show up. And it makes, that person feel horrible for the most part. And yeah, so he tried, as I'm thinking in retrospect, like he got into the office and pinpointing when things, the symptoms really start. Like, yeah, they started when he was in the vehicle with me, on the way trying to escape, right? So I got him some food and it calmed his stomach down a little bit. Got into the office. I'm like being casual. And again, I've already mentioned this in another video. Got him into the office, sat him down. He started feeling panicky and anxious and stuff. And when, the people started trying to talk to him, that's when it really ramped up, you know? And he wanted me to speak for him. I can't speak for him. And like I said in the other video, luckily, one of the women that was, trying to talk to him, she had actually seen him at our apartment. So she had a better baseline than maybe the other folks, knowing that that's not the same acting person that I saw, a few days ago. So I don't know, you know. They told me again that they feel like, based on what I'm saying and what my mom has been saying, that he needs a physical, but I don't know if that means stop taking the medicine or they just don't want to be liable. See, that's the other issue when it comes to healthcare right now. A lot of people are afraid of being sued, and I understand. I get it. There's a lot of people who they're trying to follow the law so they don't get sued if something goes wrong. Um, this is the other part that they didn't know that I know. I have excellent hearing, and my brother does too. So even though after my brother bolted, he left the office and left the building. He basically went home. Um, and I sat there and I stayed because I wanted to at least talk to them and try to get some information or share more information about my brother. Um, there was at least two rooms apart in a hallway, so it was like an office space. So I'm in the lobby area, not too big, but the door was closed, and they were in a conference room. So there was a short hallway conference room. I could still hear them talking. Okay, so I know the doctor was saying things that were like, oh, because based on what I told them about me getting him his medicine prior. She was saying things like, "Oh, that's so dangerous." Which I know, ma'am. She was saying things like, oh, so dangerous. How can we get him in the office? How can we get him to do, these things? I don't think that she was trying to give up, but I think she was very alarmed, as most doctors should be. They should be caring. And it seems to me that that doctor was caring. And that's another thing. She was on Zoom. I thought the doctor was going to be in the office. This, again, is where I'm kind of confused, because I'm just like, listen, when me and my brother tried to do telemedicine before, the doctors on the screen, on the Zoom or whatever, were saying that no, he needs to be in the office. He needs to be seen in person. But yet the doctor that was there, quote unquote, was on Zoom. And there was a nurse there, right? And a couple other folks. So I'm just like, y'all, like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. So, does he actually need to be in person or not? Or can he learn to do this a different way? You know? So there's that. So yeah, so I heard what she said before they came back and brought me back there. And then I did explain the situation. What had happened was, when we got the prescription and I went to go pick up the prescriptions, I usually go without my brother. And then I pick up the prescription. I have questions. I'm like, so, and I asked them, I was like, so that means I can bring my brother back and y'all will give him the shot. And they were like, no. I was like, somebody told me that before when I went in and did the prescription the first time. So a different person responded no. And so I'm like, well, okay. So I take the injection with me. And then I just so happened to go back. And I think I have mentioned this in a video prior, that I went to a different clinic, actually the clinic that my brother and I have gone to before, that's closer to our apartment, that I thought would work out for him. And now thinking back, I don't know. It's like, the excuses he was giving me are still a lot of the same excuses, no matter where I take him. So that's why I know now it's more of, he's afraid of the doctors and the medical space, not just a doctor or whatever. So I just wonder. So yeah, I go back to the other clinic. Luckily, the lady at the front desk, she recognizes me. She's like, oh, how's your brother doing? And so I tell her, I was like, yeah, we've been trying to get medicine, trying to get an appointment, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then I ask her, I was like, well, I do have this injection. Can I bring him with me? Because she recognizes me, right? And she's seen my brother. And then she tells me, and I wish more people would just tell me. And that's the other part of that other video that I mentioned, that I wish they would just tell people, like, no, you can't bring outside medication to a space and have it administered. I didn't know that, because I'm on this. I'm not medicated, so I don't know. Dude, I can't legally cross, like, you're asking me to break the law, basically. Oh my goodness, sorry. I'm on camera. I don't think a lot of people realize that you cannot drive through the intersection while somebody's walking in the intersection. Okay? I just happened to see the man walking. Sorry, y'all. That was an interruption. So I was walking. He was walking. I stopped because legally you're not supposed to drive through. And then you heard that honking. Sorry, that was an interruption. So yeah, yeah, I wish more people would just say, what it is, and I'm glad she told me, because now, that's where I was just kind of like, well, that means I got to give him the shot. And so that's what we've been doing. And that's what I explained to the lady. So here I am driving right by the building right now. So that's what I told the doctor. And I guess she understood then, the circumstances. It was like they gave it to me, and then I like asked, like, so do I bring my brother back so y'all give him the shot? And they were like, no. And then I go to another clinic, and they tell me that I can't get like have somebody come give him the shot with the medicine I just brought to y'all. So yeah, I got stuck in a situation. These are the in the cracks kind of thing that nobody tells you. You know. All right, so this is what I'm thinking now. So as I was still up there with the crew, while my brother was walking out and leaving, and they were all kind of upset and like, "Are you sure he's okay?" It's like, gee, again, the playlist. How many times has he walked out on things? At least he knows where he is and he knows where the apartment is. So I almost guaranteed because of his memory, he ain't going nowhere else. He's going straight back to the apartment, for which that's what he did. Um, so they were saying that if he has a head injury, he needs to get a physical exam. Okay. And I'm just like, you get him into a space. Little do they know, and now that I know, the insurance company has been trying to call me for a while. I thought it was because they were trying to like, sell a different policy, which they still might be. Who knows? So I finally answered their call. They're actually trying to schedule a yearly exam for my brother, and that a nurse would be coming to the apartment. That's good news. Um, I'm hoping one thing that bothers me about this right now though is like I need to call the insurance company and try to, and I was kind of like caught off guard when they called me to make the appointment because I was like, oh, I was like, oh my gosh. And I kind of knew, now that I've been doing this for a bit, that the person making the appointment that's his only job. They can't really answer too much. So I might need to reach out to the other person, our liaison, because we got one. So that person was just making an appointment. They don't really know too much about all the stuff. So um, I will try to reach out to the liaison because the appointment is on the 22nd. That's in about a week or so, week and a half. And I will talk back to the behavioral health people clinic here about what if my brother can respond to you on paper versus having to say something orally. Meaning, can he answer a questionnaire for you on, even if it's on camera? Can he do that? Because I think the struggle really is them asking him questions and he has to say something to them. Um, we can at least try that. So even if I get him back on Zoom, even with the doctor, see, again, remember what I said earlier about the other doctor? But yeah, that doctor was on camera. So I'm kind of frustrated at like, what are y'all telling me? Everybody's just trying to not get sued, basically. Everybody's trying not to get sued. So if he was on camera and I provided him with the questionnaire and y'all see him filling it out, and I fold it up on camera where I don't have to look at it, put it in an envelope and give it to you, will you take it? So I'm just trying to figure out some things. Um, and yeah, in the meantime, yeah, he's getting a physical through his insurance company. The nurse is going to come to the apartment. So that's something that I can at least share that information with them and see what they say to that. Because again, I think everybody's, you know, and again, I understand, it makes sense. Everybody's worried about getting sued. So, but I'm just trying to get my brother to a place where he is healthy. That's what I'm trying to do, you know. And then, yeah, on the back end, I still need to figure out legally other things that I can do without being his guardian because there's a financial responsibility at being his guardian that I don't want to be a part of. Okay. All right, y'all. So let me go. Got some groceries to get. Um, Thanks for listening. And I guess the next steps in the game plan, I'm trying to be makeup free on the weekends. My allergies and this ragweed is just like, ugh, the worst. And then you just heard some pinging there. My bandmates are, you know, doing some things. So yeah, I'm a busy person, y'all. I do what I can do. Not a super person, even though this is a mock of like a a superhero shield. Is like, you know, I do what I can do. That's all I can do, really. All right, so next few days I got some days off from work. I'm going to take my mom to get her a yearly angiogram, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Take care, y'all. Bye.